Welcome to this Unravel and Rest session. This is perfect for anyone who's feeling overwhelmed, tightly wound, or very anxious at the moment. So this practice is going to give us space to hopefully untangle a little bit, unravel, and then wind down to some delicious rest. So you are going to need either pillows or a bolster for today's session. That's just for later on in the session, so just have that to hand. And we're going to start lying on our back today. Let's start on our back then. So if you'd like to grab a pillow for your head, that might be really lovely. And however you want to lie back, just give your self time that to splay out, take up space. And as you find this position, maybe you take a little movement through the head, maybe the arms and the legs, just letting them find some space. And in your own time, just finding a few really long, full breaths before letting go completely. Really taking this time to consciously land and arrive in your session today. And let's start with the physical body. So just take a moment to really notice how it feels to be lying in whatever shape that you've chosen. Maybe getting a sense of where we might be holding onto stress, confusion. Just scanning through the body, just noticing any areas of interest. And now let's move our attention towards our thoughts. Maybe we have many, maybe there are few. And then see if we can start to notice that space in between each thought. Those moments of nothing. Wonderful. And then let's go a little bit deeper. And just noticing how our overall energy or mood is in this moment. Gorgeous. Okay. Now I invite you to set an intention for this practice and maybe your week ahead. Maybe you'd like to offer your good energy towards someone else or a group of people that maybe need it more than you right now. Knowing that you always get the byproducts of the practice. Okay, we're going to start with just some really gentle, kind of lazy-ish movements, so don't worry or think about it too much. We're just going to let the head drop from side to side, just really massaging the back of the head. Wonderful. Okay, from here you might be comfortable planting your feet on the ground as you lie back, just to support that lower back. We're just going to find a little flow with our arms. So hopefully you've got enough space. If not, bend your elbows, make it look different. As you inhale, we're going to float our hands all the way up and overhead. The backs of the hands find the floor behind us. And as you exhale, backs of the hands drag out to the sides like a snow angel, all the way back down to your hips. Continue, inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, just dragging them down and around. Lovely, so we've got lots with the neck and the shoulders today. And you are always welcome to find your own intensity, your own angle. We all have different structures, so we're all going to look different. Wonderful, good. Next time your arms come up and overhead, I invite you to keep them there, or maybe with a soft bend at the elbows. Take a moment to really breathe in towards your armpits. Lovely. Let's take the feet just a little bit wider. And then we're just going to gently rock the knees from side to side. So for some of us, it will be a lot, maybe a little more subtle. Really beautiful, everyone. Lovely, no forcing, no rushing. Just gentle awareness. Wonderful. Okay, from here, next time your knees come back through center, we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest, just as much as feels good. One hand onto each knee, relax your feet, and then we're going to circle the knees in an outward direction. Lovely, so letting your arms do the work here, massaging into your back. Really lovely, good. Okay, and then take it into the opposite direction. Very nice. Okay, just bringing that to a stop. We're going to come up to seated. So if you want to roll to one side, if that's more gentle, or if you want to rock and roll forwards and back, we're going to land our feet out in front of us. If it doesn't feel good for anyone's hips, you can totally straighten the legs. You absolutely can do that. Otherwise, we're going to explore a seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift in the chest, looking up. And as you exhale, rounding as much as you please. Lovely, in your own time, inhaling, arching. Exhaling, curling into that C-shaped spine. Wonderful, good. On your next inhalation, we're going to find a nice neutral spine and then find a comfortable seat. So you might be cross-legged. If it's not comfortable, you can sit some other way, maybe grab something to sit on. We're going to focus on the upper body. Lovely. Relaxing your hands just anywhere that the elbows and the shoulders can relax. Nice. And we're just going to start with some simple movements through the neck. So we're going to look all the way over to one side, see how far you can look over that shoulder, and then over to the opposite side. So just going side to side. Maybe noticing which side you can look further around. No judgment, just something to note. Wonderful. And then next time you come through center, we're going to look all the way up. Feel that stretch through the top of your front of your neck. And then as you exhale, chin to chest, transfer it to the back. Up and down. See if we can ask our jaw to relax as we do this. Notice if we're clenching our teeth. Gorgeous, nice. Next time your head comes through center, we're going to go ear to shoulder, ear to opposite shoulder. No forcing, nice and smooth. Lovely, good. Okay, next time your head comes back through center, we're going to try and find a little neck release here. Some of us might get a bit of a pop, some of us might not. So we'll start with scrunching the right shoulder up, all the way up towards your ear, as if you're trying to touch your earlobe. It might feel kind of awkward. So really feel that tension build on that right shoulder. Good. And then you're going to drop your head to the left, nice and heavy. Nice, heavy, heavy, heavy. Take a couple of breaths there. Wonderful, good. Okay, relax both shoulders. Slowly roll your chin to your chest. And then head up to center. Let's try the opposite side. So we're going to scrunch up the left shoulder. Really feel that tension as high as you can. And then dropping your head away. Couple of breaths here. Wonderful, good. And then relax both shoulders. Slowly roll your chin to your chest. And then lifting the head to neutral. Awesome. Okay, we're going to take it a little bit further. So we're going to drop one ear to one shoulder. Maybe this hand creeps away so you feel that stretch across the top. And then you can lightly weight down your head. Again, we're not pulling anything here, it's just weighting it down with your hand. Nice, maybe take a little wriggle of the jaw. Soften around your eyes. Great, okay, from here we're going to bring the hand maybe towards the back of our head and slightly look down towards your opposite knee. Gentle, gentle pull or weight with the hand just to feel that stretch transfer towards the back of the neck. You got it? Lovely, good. And then release. Slowly roll chin to chest. Head to neutral. And let's try the opposite side. So letting the head drop the other way, maybe reaching those fingertips away. You can use the hand if you want. Wonderful, and then let's take that hand towards the back of the head, look down towards your opposite leg. See if you can send your breath all the way down that stretch. Wonderful, good. And then we're going to release our hands, chin to chest once more. And then we're just going to find some free movement here. So maybe some nice big circles or figure of 8. You can write your name with your nose, just finding a little bit of freedom through the neck, hopefully. Really gorgeous, nice. And then when you're ready, bringing your head to a neutral place, we're going to move down towards the shoulders. So we're going to bring one hand down, the other arm all the way over. Just take a moment to enjoy that nice side stretch. And then we're going to find big circles with this top arm. So you can make them as big or as small as you want. Really finding that full range with the shoulder. If you feel like letting out a big sigh at any point, let it happen. Maybe even a yawn. Really lovely, great. We're going to take it over to the opposite side. And then find the same thing. So someone asked me earlier if they were going to get sweaty in this class. And, well, it obviously depends on how hot it is where you are, but maybe that could be a gauge of your intensity today. So if you start to find that you're getting a bit too hot, a bit too sweaty, maybe we need to scale back on intensity, and maybe make it a little more subtle. Wonderful, okay. Next time you come up through center, find your seat, and then we're going to find an all fours position from here. So setting yourself up, spreading those fingers nice and wide, and let's take our cat-cow. So inhale, dropping belly, arching. Exhale, hug everything up, look to your toes. Wonderful. Continue, or if you feel inspired, just to move in a way that feels welcome. Take your time to roll the hips, shake the shoulders, whatever it is you need. Lovely, good. Keeping your hands underneath your shoulders. We're just going to step the knees together, no rush. If you don't like this, you absolutely don't have to do it. And then we're going to allow the right hip to drop down towards the right side, feeling that stretch. And then to the opposite side. So just going side to side. As I say, if you don't like it, you absolutely don't have to do it. You can stick with that intuitive movement. But you might find something interesting. Lovely, good. Next time you come back through center, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to come into a toe stretch from here. So if you're feeling sensitive through those toes, keep your hands down, keep a little bit of weight into those hands to distribute it out of your toes a little bit. Or if you're kind of seasoned through your feet, you might be already up. Okay, options here. You can just rest your hands here, maybe close your eyes. If you want a little bit extra for the shoulders, maybe interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Good, breathe into all those sensations. Lovely, you're doing so well. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, release your hands in front. We're going to find a downward facing dog. As usual, you're welcome to find stillness, or if it feels good to move it around. Doesn't need to be anything elaborate. See if you can keep checking in that you're moving from a place of nourishing and looking after yourself rather than forcing yourself into shapes that maybe your body's just not happy with today. Wonderful. Okay, from here we're going to walk our feet towards our hands and find a nice hanging forward fold. So maybe a nice generous bend in the knees so you make a little shelf for your belly or your lower ribs. And you can just really let it go. Maybe shake out the head. You can rock, bounce, sway. Wonderful. And then softening through the knees a little more. Keep your arms nice and heavy. Slowly roll up the spine. Just rebuilding, reconnecting all the way up to standing. Gorgeous. We'll do the opposite stretch for our toes. So we're going to come on to, if you need to use a wall or something, please go ahead. You're going to come onto the tops of your toes or the tops of your feet, and then pushing the foot forward just enough so you feel that stretch through the top of your foot, maybe the front of the ankle and your shin. And you can move it around side to side or forwards and back. So working on the feet is really good for if you are feeling like very in your head. So it just brings the attention down. Awesome, good. And then release if you need to like shake out the foot. And then opposite side. And just be mindful of which foot likes it more than the other, or which toes like it more than the other. Wonderful, good. And then release, give it a little shake out. We're going to take a mini, super slow standing flow. And as I say, if you get too hot, bend your knees less, move slower. Don't have your arms so wide, have them closer to your body. Means your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and then you won't get hot. Okay, so the feet are going to be about hip width. Find a little softness through the knees. And we're just going to come into a chair pose, but again, it doesn't have to be massive. So as you inhale, sweeping the arms up, just finding the intensity of your chair that feels appropriate today. Beautiful. Let's take a nice big breath. As you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Lovely. From here, keeping your left knee bent, we're going to step the right foot back. So we're in this high lunge position. Lovely. If balance is an issue, just take your feet further apart so you've got a wider stance. Good. As you inhale, we're going to reach our arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, reach your fingertips down, have the backs of the hands pushing back behind you. So imagine you're really pushing back onto something. Wonderful. Straighten up both legs. And then we're going to dive forwards from here. See if you can keep pressing the backs of the hands now up towards the ceiling. And just finding that intensity that feels good for your hamstring, for your back line. Beautiful. Nice big breath. As you exhale, we're going to transform this into a triangle pose. So we're going to drop the back heel. Your left hand is going to come onto that left leg. I invite you to take the right hand up to the ceiling or onto your hip. I know it's a little bit of a different entry into triangle. Lovely, nice big breath. As you exhale, we're going to transform this into a wide leg forward fold. So bringing that top hand down, walk your hands in between your feet, turn your toes the same way. And just see how you want to take this one today. Do you want to take it more traditional? Do you want to kind of sway and snake the spine, maybe the hips? Lovely, really nice variations, everyone, really nice. Wonderful. From here, we're going to walk our hands all the way to the top edge of our mat. And as we do this, let's drop the back knee down, coming into a lizard. Option just to hold if that feels good, or if you want to move it around, maybe side to side, forwards and back, something else. Lovely. Great, let's take a nice big breath in. Exhale. Lovely, great. We're going to step the left foot back so we're in an all fours position. And then we're going to come down onto our tummy. So coming all the way down. We're going to take a couple of static stretches here. So we'll start with the right hand. So the right hand is going to come out, palm facing down. So the wrist is in line with your shoulder. Right ear is going to come down. And then you're going to bend your left knee. Again, apologies for the lefts and rights. And then you're going to step that foot all the way over and behind, coming into that twist and shoulder opener. And then see if you can really soften around the edges. Notice where you're doing too much. Sometimes it's just habit. We don't realise we're doing it. And where can you give yourself a little bit of slack? Maybe that's through the legs. Beautiful. On your next breath, see if you can send that all the way out to your right hand. Great. And then we're going to slowly roll back onto our tummy. We'll just take a little pause in between. And coming onto the next side, but no rush. Left hand out to the left, roughly in line with the shoulder. Left ear down. Right foot steps all the way behind, leaning back. Wonderful. And then, yes, soften the edges. If you feel like it's getting too much, roll a little more onto, so your tummy's more towards the floor. Or if you want more, have your tummy pointing right up to the ceiling. Great, we're going to take one more breath here before we move. And then as we exit, we're going to roll onto our tummy. Hands underneath the shoulders. And let's press back to a child's pose. So whatever variation of child's pose suits you. Maybe forehead to the ground, rocking side to side. Okay, no hurry. We're going to come and meet each other in downward facing dog. Beautiful, great. Let's begin to walk the feet towards the hands and come back into another ragdoll as before. Maybe feel a little bit looser. Good, and then we're going to slowly roll up. Take your time. Coming all the way to standing. Beautiful. Great. We're going to take that little sequence on the opposite side. So feet hip width. Inhale into your chair. Nice. Exhale to find a little softness through your chair. Lovely. Then bringing the hands onto your hips. Pour the weight into your right foot. Pick up the left foot and step it back. Finding your high lunge. Good. Inhale, floating your hands all the way up to the sky. And then as you exhale, reach them back to the ground. Fingertips pointing down. Push the backs of the hands back. So you really feel your upper back switch on. Wonderful. And then straighten up both legs. And then hinging from the hip, keep pressing the backs of the hands back, reach the fingertips, and finding your own intensity. It might be a little, it might be a lot. Great, nice big breath. Exhale into your triangle. So the back heel drops, the right hand finds your right leg somewhere, and then the left hand maybe opens up, maybe it pops onto your hip. Really nice. Good, one more breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our hands down for a wide leg forward fold. So however you want to journey there, we'll all find ourselves there in different ways. And then again, just taking a moment to just see what you want to do with that wide leg forward fold. Do you want to make it a twist? Do you want to make it more of an inversion, getting the crown of the head down? Absolutely no right or wrong. Great, and then we're going to walk our hands all the way to the front edge of our mat, spin on the toes, dropping the back knee down, finding something that looks lizard-ish like, and you're welcome to hold. If you need to have your hands up a bit higher, you can, or if you feel like having a little bit of an explore. Lovely, maybe moving in unconventional ways to find a stretch or something that you didn't know you needed. Wonderful, good. And then from here, we're going to step back to an all fours position. Again, working a little bit onto the shoulders. So we have two options. If you've got no props to hand, no worries. We're going to bring our forearms down, hands into prayer, and then find your puppy pose like this. Maybe bring in the prayer overhead. Or if you've got blocks, bolster, pillow, you can pop your elbows onto the support and then drop yourself down in between the arms. Wonderful, and then see if we can really just let gravity take over mostly. Coming back to your intention. Lovely. Let's take one more breath here. And as you exhale, release, and it's free reign for whatever you want to do after this. So if you want to cat-cow, if you want to find child's pose, down dog. Just let your body respond. Beautiful. Great, okay, from here, we're going to find ourselves in a deep squat. So however you want to journey there, you can come through a down dog, or you can just roll back into your deep squat. It's just going to be a brief encounter, more of a little transition. And then we're going to sit our bottom down with our feet planted, like so. Nice. So some of these will have a little bit of gentle movement, and then we'll come into like some deeper resting postures. Great. So we'll start by just rocking the knees from side to side, and you can really go for it if you want and really press the hips, or if it feels good just to kind of make it about the thigh bones. Just teasing into those hips. Great. Lovely, good. Okay, and then we're going to drop the knees one way, and we're going to find two roughly 90-degree angles. If you need to sit up on something to give yourself a little bit more space. Use a block, use 2 blocks, use a bolster. Great. And then you're going to turn towards your front leg. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter which one. The knee that you've got in front, that same hand is just going to pop down onto the ground or onto a block. And then the other hand, we're going to reach it all the way up. See if we can expand across that front side. And then as you exhale this top hand, see if we can thread it through. We might get a little thread, we might get a big thread. Nice, we're just going to take that a couple of times in our own time. Turning up, bringing it in. Perfect, really nice everyone. Okay, whenever you feel ready, we're going to allow ourselves to melt forwards into this kind of variation of a pigeon. So forearms, maybe a prop, maybe just your hands. So of course there's a lot happening in that front hip, but think about the back hip as well. See if we can relax that down all the way towards the toes. Lovely, let's take one more breath on this side. And slowly peel ourselves back up. Keep your legs where they are if you can. And then we're going to take our hands behind and lean back. So you might just have a little lean. Just be careful of like what's happening in this hip. Sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? But as long as you move nice and slow, no sudden movements, you'll be fine. Great, and then we're going to take it over to the opposite side. So you might just want to bring yourself more upright to take that transition to the opposite side. Great. So the knee that is now in front, that hand is going to pop down and the other hand is going to reach up as much as you want. And as you exhale, threading a little or a lot. Perfect, you got it. And just remember that there is no possible way to do this wrong. Really lovely variations, everyone. Nice. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to melt forward. So take your time. If you're not quite done moving, that's fine. Maybe finding support for the head if that's available to you today. If it's not, no worries, just let your head hang. If you find your mind start to, I don't know, drum up a conversation, bring up those thoughts, see if you can come back to the idea of just being rather than doing the practice. We're just being how we are. However you've shown up is absolutely perfect. So we're going to take just one more breath in this shape and prepare ourselves to move, but as always, no rush. And when you feel ready, bring yourself up, and we're going to take that little lean, or a big lean if you want it to be. Hands come behind. You get to decide the angle. It might be more this way, it might be more this way. See if you can relax that back hip. I know it wants to like pop up. See if you can let it be heavy. Lovely. Okay, from here we're going to bring ourselves up. Let's release the legs. If you want to straighten them out, give them a little shake. They've been bent for some time, so they might just appreciate a little straighten. And the next pose, we have options depending on what intensity we would like. I thought we'd do a nice supported chest opener. I think that can be a really nice one. So option one is to have your pillows or your bolster long ways. We've done this one quite a few times together. So this is a little bit more supported. You can always prop up the head end as well to make it more gentle, or you can have the bolster the opposite way, and this is kind of aiming towards the back of your heart like this, so it's a little more intense. You might appreciate a pillow underneath your head just to take it out of the neck a bit more, just really direct it into the front of your chest. So yeah, you get to decide. Beautiful. And then whatever you feel inspired to do with the legs. And we're going to be here for a couple of minutes and really give ourselves the opportunity to release any tension that we might feel around our chest and the front of our heart. Often this space is quite guarded, and like when we're sitting, this is kind of a natural kind of rounding that we do, so it's a nice opportunity to gently prise ourselves open, hopefully. If you struggle being in the moment, maybe turn your attention to your sternum and the muscles and the connective tissue that run from your ribs out over your collarbones and then all the way down your arms to your fingertips. You don't have to move straight away. And with lots of care and love, we're going to bring ourselves out. So maybe some of us, we just want to roll to the side. Some of us might appreciate the support of the head for a little crunch, just to like lift us off, and then you can roll your proper way. And we're going to come onto our back and just allow our spine to come back to neutral. Let the shoulders relax back. Back of the hips nice and heavy. Beautiful. If you feel inspired to take some movement here, maybe a rocking of the knees side to side. Maybe taking the arms out nice and long, or no movement at all. Really lovely, just letting go of rigid shapes or names of things. Just really allowing your body to enjoy being moved. Okay, so I thought before we'd head into our relaxation, we might not want to do a little bit of an inversion. So an inversion is anything where our feet are up over our head, basically, or our hips are, something's higher than our head or our heart. So you're welcome just to stick your legs up. You might have a convenient bit of wall or furniture you can prop your feet up on, or you can prop up the hips for a little bit more elevation if you want. Sometimes that's a bit more comfy actually if you've got something nice. Soft knees, soft ankles. No goal, just allowing your legs to dangle. Such a beautiful restorative pose. Nice, sticking with the breath. Just really feeling that shift. Maybe it's a physical one, an energetic one. Okay. We're going to find our comfortable shape for our relaxation. So take your time to transition if you want to grab props. Remembering that support and comfort is top priority. So maybe it resembles a similar shape to what we began in. Allowing yourself to make any necessary adjustments to be comfortable. Letting the eyelids become heavy. And with each exhale, Softening around the edges of your body. Allowing your hips to press down into the earth. And can you allow all the muscles in your legs to completely let go? Switching off that total lower half. And is there any possible way that your shoulders can fall back even more? Feel that energy trickle down your arms all the way to your fingers and your thumbs. Softening any tension around your belly or around your chest and your breathing. Maybe the breath is slow and shallow. And really allowing your head to be heavy and supported. With each exhale, can we release the body completely? And if the thoughts become more present now, just let them be present. But maybe we can notice those little spaces in between. Those gaps of nothing. The gaps to just let yourself be. We'll be here for a few more minutes of relaxation. Nothing else to do. Nowhere else to be. Completely at ease. you want to stay here for longer today, please just stay where you are. Otherwise, just gently bringing a more intentional breath in and out. Maybe that inspires some movement of your choice. Lovely. Maybe that gets bigger and you take a nice big yawn if you need it. And then no rush whatsoever. We'll meet back together in a seat, but take your time and maybe keep your eyes closed. And as you find your seat, let's just take a moment to check back in. Maybe there's been a shift physically or mentally. And then bringing your hands together at your heart center, bow your head to your heart. And just take a moment to reconnect with that intention, that reason that you were practicing today. Maybe offering that intention out into the world or those that need it most. Take a nice big breath in together through the nose. And a collective sigh through the mouth. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much. Whenever you're ready, welcome yourself back.